Hello everyone, it is me. Yes, I am back with a new video. I haven't done one again in ages because various reasons, allergies, as you can see my face is all puffy and all that, and if I don't do this video today, it'll probably be weeks before I even find the time or the effort to do it again. And I don't want to make this too formal, and I don't want to be all like, oh, look at me. Just kind of want to talk to people about music because I haven't done it in ages and I really am missing it because I've been listening to a load of music recently. And I don't really feel like I've been talking to people on here. Like, I watch videos now and again, but come the evenings I'm either really drained because of my hay fever, which sounds really lame, but it really does fuck me up, and I live next to a field, so that's probably the main reason, isn't it? And yeah, I'm just not vibing the whole social media things. I feel really disconnected from it all. But I've listened to these albums I'm going to show you for ages now, and I really want to talk about them and get them on this like YouTube channel and show them to people, so you know you can discover them if you haven't and enjoy them as much as I have. Now this is all black metal, and they are a little bit controversial, as people would say, depending on what kind of side you lean on in the political spectrum or in the woke world, as it were. Like, to me, I couldn't give a fuck. I really couldn't. I'm not religious, I'm not political. If the music's good, I'm all in. Like I say, always, I'm a hypocrite in a way. The only thing I will draw the line at is paedophilia and bands that are kind of linked to that, then I'll cut it out. So no, my luck, I'll show you an album and you'll be like, oh yeah, that guy's a massive paedophile, and I'll be like, oh great, can't listen to that anymore, can I? So we'll see. I'm fairly sure they're not, because I've done my research on most of these, but you never know, do you? And you know, anything could be bad now, you know, all the ROMs. So anyway, enough all that shit. Right, so this first band is very controversial to a lot of people, mainly because of his political leanings and his outspoken ways on his culture. And like, again, I try and remind some people when I talked about this in person, is like, some of these bands that live in the middle of nowhere in their native countries are going to lean to the far right in their political views. You know, they're not going to be all about culture. Some people are, obviously, but some people are quite protective of what their, you know, their living is like. And this guy is pretty much in that kind of ballpark, and that is Goatmoon. Now this is Finnish Steel Storm, which is the second full length from 2007. I'm using notes if you wonder why I look it over, just so I get this right, if I've written them down right. And I'm a massive fan of Goatmoon. I was shown his music a while ago by a friend at work, and I was always told, don't tell anyone about it because it's, you know, he's a bit racist and all that kind of thing. And it's like, oh okay. But musically, it's brilliant. I really do like his music. It's very kind of folky black metal with a kind of punk edge to it, and he is very outspoken. Don't get me wrong, I don't believe in his views at all, and like how, you know, cult, like white elitists and all that kind of crap. I've never been about that, and I couldn't care what you look like, you know, everyone's the same in my book. But don't get me wrong, his music is superb. I really do enjoy his music, and looking at the lyrics of some of these songs, you kind of see why it's a bit controversial, because this is a Finnish band, and the guy goes by the name of Black Goat, and I think he's the sole writer of the band, but then he has other musicians help him out. And yeah, it is, when you read the lyrics of some of them, you get the idea. Is, you know, he lives in the middle of nowhere in Finland, you know, people are invading his country, he's not happy about it, you know, that kind of people. But again, it's nothing, I couldn't care less, not political. This was part of Werewolf Productions. Werewolf Records. I think Werewolf Productions is the Polish label. There's two Werewolf labels, and this is on blue wax for some reason. And yeah, absolutely stellar album. I mean, all his albums I really enjoyed. I think the only one I haven't really clicked with, or I don't even own it to be fair, is the very first one, or maybe that's an EP where it's an underground cellar, he's got a sickle or something like that. But either way, that's really cool. And I also have here, I've had this for absolutely ages and I haven't shown this one either, Stella Polaris, which is the fifth full length from 2017 by the man himself, giving it the bigger in the woods with the old chainmail on and everything. I mean, you know, in a modern day, you know, you could just shoot him and he'd be dead, but you know, he's living it the old way. You know, he's going to come at you with an axe and sword, finished steel, you know. But yeah, cracking album, another cracking album. I mean, all his albums. I mean, I absolutely loved his latest effort. That was in my top 20, I think I put it in last year. It was fantastic. Still listen to that quite a lot. I listen to all his music really. Hard to listen to on streaming services though, because obviously he's a bit naughty. So, but Goatmoon is quality. Really, really like his music. Like I said, not into his political thinkings at all, but black metal's meant to be dangerous and horrible and nasty, and you know, you can't have it your own way where everyone's lovely and everyone loves each other. It's just unrealistic. So Goatmoon, loving that. Now this one's probably the most bootlegged metal album ever, and I happened to find this a few weeks ago when I was in London, mincing about Camden Market with a few friends and looking at records and kind of pondering over how expensive they were, and then I found this, and this was really, really cheap considering when you look online this costs a fucking fortune. Some people flog this for silly money, no matter what the pressing is, even though it's not even an official release. And that is the cult bootleg from the band Mayhem. Obviously, if you don't know the history of this band, you will know nothing about this, but you would have probably seen this cover. I mean, I'm probably going to get banned for showing this, but I don't really care anymore. It's just fucking mental. I mean, this is a repress from 2023 of said bootleg, and it's not the best, but it doesn't look too bad on this camera actually. When you look at it in person, it's a bit pixelated, but when you kind of sit back a bit, you can actually take it in for what it is. This is Dead, the original Mayhem singer. I think his name was Pell, who was also famously in the Candlemass video for Bewitched. If you watch that, he is in there. He sadly committed suicide in the cabin in the middle of the woods in Norway. And after he'd done it, Anonymous, the now former member of Mayhem himself, was murdered. Took a photo of it and printed it and kept it. And yeah, that was this photo here. So here he is with the shotgun that did the old head damage there. That's the knife where he slit his wrists. And this is a live bootleg album from them in Sarpsborg in Norway in 1990. Now this was released in 95 by a Colombian label, the year after their debut full length came out. And as people would know, like Necro Butcher, who was the original member along with Hellhammer the drummer, they, you know, I think Hellhammer was on board with the whole necklace thing, but I know Necro Butcher, if you read the book, and that he was dead against all this. Is really sad about this, because it is one of the most produced cult black metal things, especially in South America. You find this everywhere, t-shirts a lot. And on this release here, there's a little blurb from Anonymous talking about it to a magazine, how they've lost their vocalist and how he took a picture of it and how cool it was and how true black metal it was. Absolutely deluded, you know, mental. But this as a live recording, I used to hear people say this sounded really shit. It doesn't. I actually really enjoy it. It's really raw, it's heavy, you get all the riffs, you pick it all up. I mean, it's got the quality songs on there like Death Crush, Freezing Moon, Funeral Fog. Yeah, it's fantastic, and I think a few CD releases also have some extra bonus songs on it, but this one has just that there of the live show itself. So yeah, I mean, I picked up this for like less than 20 quid in person at someone on a market stall in the middle of Camden Market, and it was the only thing he had that was black metal related. He was selling t-shirts for like the Sisters of Mercy and all the kind of goth bands, and then he had some random death metal vinyl, and then he had that. So yeah, grab that straight away. So if you haven't checked that out, there's a link below on YouTube so you can listen to it. But yeah, for the more macabre kind of vibe, I wanted it in the collection because there's a lot of history behind that album cover. Right, excuse me. So these ones, I've got some cassettes as well. It's not just vinyl. This is a Polish band, and this is Diabolical Fullmoon. This is their third full length, so their second full length from 2023. Band formed in 2020 out of Poland, and it's just a couple of young lads in their 20s just killing it in their kind of black metal realms of that really nasty underground sound where it's got some synths in there, it's dark, it's angry, it's aggressive, but it's got lots of melody, it's really catchy, and I really am a fan of their work. It's absolutely fantastic. I've got all their releases up there on cassette that have come out so far. They're all put out through this same label. I'll show you the J card as it's a collection updates. Those other vinyl releases had nothing inside them, so can't show you anything. J card is like that, of the lads there, giving it the big one. And again, you know, it's anti-religious, which is what I'm all about anyway. Couldn't give a shit about religion in any way, shape or form, but if you're into it, you know, fair play to you. I'm never going to judge anyone about it, just not my thing. But yeah, Signal Rex have put out all the cassettes for this band so far, and they've all been great. Really am a fan of this guy. And the kind of nastiness to it, because it has that 90s vibe to it. Like when I started listening to black metal, and then you go back and back, and you listen to those earlier bands, these guys sound like those earlier bands. They really do. They channel it really well. So yeah, Diabolical Fullmoon, awesome band. You need to check that one out yourself. Now, this one here is some Swedish black metal, again in a kind of more doomy, funeral doom vibe. This is why I really like this. It's very, very doomy black metal, and that is Tyrant Moon. See the theme going here? Tyrant Moon. Now this is a debut full length from 2021. I think it's a one-man project. Couldn't tell you, because with black metal they like to keep themselves hidden away mostly. His Wounds put this out. I've got a few releases from this label. They're all the same kind of matte black card with the black and white print, very minimalistic, and like all their releases are like that. There's no, is there a J card? J card inner sleeve in it? No, there isn't. Just black wax. But this, yeah, it's very doomy. It's very slow, ploddy. It's got that very harsh, raw vibe to it. But what appealed to me the most was the kind of doomy, synthy kind of harmonies over it, and it kind of gives it a funeral doom vibe. It's obviously black metal, but it has that icy cold harmonies in there, and it gives you a different feel. So when you're going harsh with the blast beats, you then get this where it's got the slow down approach. It's melodic, it's doomy, it's sorrowful, it's depressing, you know. All those lovely emotions when you're listening to music that kind of, for me personally, kind of chill me out a lot. So if you haven't checked it out, again, link below, go check it out. But I've had that one for ages. I mean, I've had that LP for ages as well. Just not got around to showing it on here. Now, this one is, pretty much bought this because of the cover. The music is great, don't get me wrong. There's some more finished black metal in that kind of punky vein of Goatmoon, but this is Devil Moon. And again, I'm probably going to get banned for showing you this cover as well, but it's three lasses there having a great time, whatever they're up to. But this is a 5-track EP. I guess it's an EP. It's not very long. It is there on the tape. Put out through, again, Signal Rex. And this is a really random band. I don't even know if they're still going, actually. I think it's kind of, they class themselves as sleazy black metal, and it is very much pornographic. I mean, the names of the guy, what's the name of the guys? Mutant Sex Demon and Lord Ishii, and they kind of wear gimp masks, chainmail, that kind of thing. I mean, the picture inside the J card is just them having a great time, to whatever that is. But yeah, as it says on the J card there, sleazy black metal with some titties. And but yeah, that's pretty much what their music is. It's very raw. It's again raw. It's got a lot of reverb on the vocals. It's got that punky kind of vibe that kind of has that Goatmoon leaning to it, but I guess it's that Finnish style almost, because they're very comparable, those two bands, even in name. But yeah, I'm loving that. You go check that out if you haven't. I was really, really enjoying that. Now, some Norwegian black metal that was recommended to me by my friend from Estonia. I can never remember the name of his channel, but he's one of the best black metal channels out there. I will link it above my head, but you already know who I'm talking about. He's a one-of-a-kind guy, really, really cool. Never shows his face on camera, but he's always pimping out brilliant beers and great album recommendations, and this is one of them. So this, I'm not going to pronounce it right, so my friend Roger from Norway, you'll hear this and go, dickhead. But it's down there. There's no title on it though, but it's called that. This is the name of the album. And this is their debut full-length from a band that formed in 2015, and this is their 2017 album. The cover gives nothing away, apart from a bit of blood on his hands there. But when you open it up, you get the idea. I had this on the cover for a long time. I flipped it round because when I was trying to find it, I could never remember what it was called. It was just a bloke walking in the woods. So when I saw that, it reminded me what it was. It's on the CD there. These are reissues. Like I said, this came out in 17, but this is a 2024 repress through Osmose Productions. And yeah, just a great Norwegian black metal in the vein of other great Norwegian bands like modern ones like Horn and Rife, that kind of thing. They're very similar in style in my ears, and just brilliant, very melodic, very heavy, aggressive, really catchy. And then I picked up the second one, which is the year after, 2018. This one is called That. But again, another fantastic album. I just love the band. I need to get the rest of their albums. They're fantastic. Really just enjoyable, solid Norwegian black metal, all in their native language. No idea what they're singing about, couldn't care less. It's all about the music, and it's just fantastic stuff. So if you haven't checked it out, links below. But I can't really talk too much about it because I don't know anything about them, apart from I can tell you the music is fantastic and you should check it out. Now, this next stack of stuff is from Nuclear War Now, which is a US label, but these are, majority of them US bands, bar one. One's a great reissue from the a 90s cult classic in a way. But this one is a modern band. This came out in 2016. This is Illinois, Illinois US black metal band formed on the basis of Native American culture and stuff like that, and that is Pan-American Native Front with Teshmesh's War, something like that. You can read it below. But I can't remember who turned me on to this band ages ago, absolutely ages ago. There's 2 albums from him. And yeah, it's basically talking about the Civil War and about his culture and defending it, and you know, reminding people that Americans are originally Native Americans. You know, before the whole white culture of America turned up, it was all about the Native American culture. And yeah, it's basically about that really. And it's just solid, kind of raw, very heavy, very melodic. And yeah, it's just fucking awesome. I mean, the vinyl itself is like a reddy brown, kind of fits with that title cover, which is quite nice, with like a marble effect on 180 gram vinyl. So it's very well done. All these ones actually from this label are brilliant actually. You forget sometimes that when labels put stuff out, they can actually be really decent quality. Inner sleeve has got this here. There he is there with the old bullet belt on, with a tomahawk in his hand by the looks of it. So you're kind of cross from modern, and then you got your lyrics there, and a message to the people, as it were. But yeah, it's just brilliant, really good. I really want to get the second album now. This is just, you know, really nice, chilled music for me. You know, black metal, some of it can be just over the top and really insane. And this has that element to it. But it's just good, really well written, really heavy, keeps your brain there listening the whole way through. So yeah, Pan-American Native Front. Pan-American Native Front, I never get it right. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Now when I saw this, I had to have this as well. Again, I've had these for ages. This is a quality reissue from a band that formed in Norway back in '92 and then changed their name in '98. To Hades Almighty due to a band with a similar name, and this is their second full length from '97. So this is Hades, as you probably already guessed, with The Dawn of the Dying Sun. And this band were very much the Norwegian answer to Bathory, very much inspired by Cawthorne's Viking metal-esque black metal, and then taking that on and making it their own kind of style. Because he did it way before anyone else, and obviously he's the godfather of Viking metal, I think a lot of people would say. There is the guys there, but this is the Norwegian attempt at it. And it's just brilliant, like really good. It's got a death metal edge to it as well, so you kind of hear, it's not just solid black metal, it's got more aggression to it than, say, the Bathory approach. Very similar though, don't get me wrong, they're very similar. This is a great package though. You get this massive poster, which I've yet to put up. You know, my room is just covered in posters. I've got no room for it anywhere. I think there's one space, so I haven't got around to it yet. And it's a double LP set, and the vinyl is this kind of mustard splatter for orange blacks. So it fits really well with the cover. And I think, is it a J card? I keep saying J card. Inner sleeve? No, it's just a poster. But when you open it inside, you've got the lyrics in there, to be fair, haven't you? So yeah, and then there's a live track on there on the D side, which is the bonus tracks there as well. So yeah, I mean, everyone knows that if you're into black metal, you've probably heard this way before I ever did. I discovered this quite late on, maybe a year or two ago. Someone recommended it to me, and yeah, brilliant album. So yeah, Hades, fantastic stuff. And the last one of the Nuclear War Now ones is another US black metal band that I kind of looked at the cover, thought it was fantastic, and then listened to the music and thought it was absolutely brilliant. So happy. This is just an EP though, from Ancestral Shadows out of New Hampshire. Just trying to get it where the light doesn't reflect on it because it's quite a shiny cover, so you won't probably get to see the artwork in all its glory. But this is their EP from 2021, and it's 4 tracks, I think 3 tracks, over 25 minutes or so worth of music maybe, and it's just great, really good atmospheric black metal. Again, comes with a big poster, which I'm not going to get out. Should we get the poster out so you can see the artwork? Why not? It's the last one with a poster in it, so we might as well. I love stuff like this, you know. A lot of labels don't bother doing it, but Nuclear War Now seems to do it with all their releases. Look at that, it's fantastic. So you get an idea of what the cover's about. Love their logo as well. But it's just, yeah, atmospheric black metal in that US style, so it's kind of got nods to Norway, it's got nods to Finland sound, it's got nods to almost like a dissection approach as well in some parts. Vinyl is a splatter one again, but watermelon, I think they call this. But again, fits with the album cover, so I can't moan too much. Just when they do different colours for album art that I can't stand. You buy an album that's got a green cover and they give you one that's like pink. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, nothing I can't really praise this enough really. I mean, the full length I need to grab, which came out just before, or maybe just after this, I can't remember which way around it is, but I love this band, really, really good. It's atmospheric, it's doomy in some parts, it's got lots of synthy kind of bits to it. It's just fantastic. So go check it out for yourself and you tell me. I really enjoyed that. Now, last vinyl and then a few CDs and I'll leave you alone for X amount of weeks. So this is again another one that was recommended to me, I think by the Metal Vault over on Instagram. Top dude, always pushing really classic bands and also new bands as well, which really helps, you know, people like me who were just scrolling Instagram bored one day to kind of listen to some new music that you never think you'd ever check out. One, because you can't pronounce it, and two, you don't know what it even says. And this is one of them. I will put a link below so you can read it, what it's called. But this is a Slovakian band who England just beat in the Euros the other day, even though England was shit. But this band are far from it. These Slovakian bands, I haven't got too many. I think I've got 2 in my collection. They always have this kind of, I don't know what it is, how you class it. It's more like a ancient history kind of vibe to it. And this is very much in that kind of medieval kind of sound that they have. This is an EP from 2023. I think the full length came out in 2022 by memory. I think it's a 2-piece. There they are, just walking about, mind their own business. Again with the robes on, again the medieval vibe. And this is just brilliant. Sounds like nothing else I have. It's got that medieval-esque vibe with it, with some kind of instrumentals thrown in there as well, kind of synths and stuff like that, to kind of give it this kind of history kind of flavour to it that sounds like it's ancient, it's mystical, all that kind of crap. Because it's an EP, it's not very long. I think it's only like 20 odd minutes long, and it's all on one side because the other side of this vinyl is completely blank. So, which was a shame. I was hoping that you flip it and you could put it on again. So it's kind of a pain in the arse when I'm listening to it. I have to get up and literally just raise the needle, which isn't really a pain in the arse, but it'd be nice just to flip it, you know. And even the even the inner what do they call this, insert, there you go, it's got some lyrics on there, but then on the back nothing, literally nothing, just like the vinyl on that side, and then nothing. So it's like you could have done something on there maybe. But this is put out through Medieval Prophecy Records, hence the link I think to the kind of medieval sound, a label I've never heard of before. But yeah, I found this really cheap ages ago on a sale on some distro, and I thought I'll grab that now because I now want it. And yeah, it's fantastic stuff. Love it. Want the album now, so I have everything then. But yeah, go give these guys a try. A really, really cool band. So yeah, that is for the final. Now a few CDs left of this little black metal celebration of evilness. So these two albums were sent to me by a lovely friend of mine called Simon, aka the Pie Face. He sent me a few albums a few weeks ago now for literally no reason whatsoever, apart from he's just fucking awesome, and I always appreciate people that reach out to me and do stuff like that. He's been a friend and supporter of his channel since it pretty much started, so you're the man, Simon, you're the man. So he sorted me out with another release from this awesome band slash YouTuber as well. This is Morton Red's latest EP, Touch the Skeleton in the Forest. Came out this year. 2 tracks plus some bonus rehearsal songs. But this band is so strange to me. Like, you watch Morton Red's YouTube channel, he's so aggressive. He's proper in your face, got that punk rock attitude. And then you listen to the music and it's the total opposite to that to me. It's very atmospheric, it's very mid-paced. There is some fast stuff in there, obviously, but with the balaclavas and the bullet belts and all that kind of thing, you'd get that kind of war metal vibe, but they're really not like that at all in their sound. They're more very 90s, underground, and very atmospheric, you know, in their style. Like, especially the Touch the Skeletons in the Forest, it has this weird, eerie kind of synth sound underneath the guitars and drums that give this horrible, haunting vibe to it. And like, musically it's not amazing, I'll be brutally honest, it's not like anything that would blow your mind. Like, the drums are very mid-paced and very safe. The guitar riff, you could say, is repetitive, but it works with the atmosphere, what the song is being generated. Vocals are fantastic. I mean, Morton Red is really good at vocals. I love his style and his aggressiveness to it, and he has the harsh barks, but then he's also got the kind of guttural-esque that comes underneath it. And yeah, just a very unique band in my ears. It's just they pay homage to so much different styles, and the imagery that really fucks with your head. It doesn't go with what the music is in my head, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I was really glad to have this because I've got everything else, DVDs a lot, and that's all from Simon. He's a lovely, lovely bloke. So yeah, go check that out. I mean, most people have heard of Morton Red by now. He's doing a killer job on YouTube. He's shitting all over most people now because he's just putting it out there. As it is, it's a top bloke. I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel, even though you wouldn't need it anyway. He's way more popular than I'll ever be. But this is another CD Simon sent me, and this is Satanic Warmaster and Clandestine Blaze. This is an EP of them playing together live in a room, and it's just got a microphone recording the sound in the middle of the room. This is how it sounds. It's not a studio release, it's not professionally done at all. It's literally just recorded live on a device in the room, set up. I think it's even mentioned in the liner notes. And it is very raw, it's very bizarre. It has the traits of Satanic Warmaster, and you hear that, but then the Clandestine Blaze stuff, which is totally new to me. I knew the name, but I'd never actually checked out any of his music. Very different. I mean, both are Finnish, one-man bands in their own right. And this came out in 2004 originally. This is a repress from whenever, put out through Northern Heritage. And it's a mixture of their songs and their style. One plays the drums and stuff like that, and then they switch it over. And then someone does the vocals, someone else does the drums. And yeah, really cool actually. I mean, I love Satanic Warmaster. I love all his stuff. So that was interesting to hear that, because I never even knew they existed. And lastly, this one was sent to me a few weeks ago, out of nowhere. This label has supported my channel now for quite a while, so I really am grateful to the people over at Grind to Death Records out of Sweden. This is a Swedish black metal band they've asked me to check out. They haven't asked me, they just sent it to me to check it out, which I'm always going to do because I love music. So this is a band called Warrior Would Hate Maelstrom. This is a 2024 release, but out through the label. And this is the band's second full-length album, 2-piece, with, I think they're from Malmö, Sweden, I believe. And one of the chaps is in a death metal band, I forget the name of it though. But this is really good actually. I mean, again, I knew nothing about this band at all, completely new to me. And it's kind of that kind of what you expect from Swedish black metal. It's heavy, it's aggressive. There are nods to all the classic bands I could name. But what it's really good is it's melodic and it's catchy, and a really strong release actually. It was one of those bands that kind of, I put this on in the background just to take it in while I was working at home. And yeah, over time it's sunk in, and then because it's on the streaming services, you inject it into your playlists, like I do anyway. And it's just been one of those ones that regularly gets rotated on my phone, and I plays it through the car if I'm driving to work. I listen to it, go, yep, I know what that is, exactly what that is. So yeah, this one has actually been getting a lot of spins compared to most of these releases, because a lot of these you can only listen to in physical release, and I'm never always in here anymore. So again, this, because it's on streaming services, played it loads, and it's awesome. So yeah, go give Warrior a try and see what you think, because that's a really strong release. And go give that label some love as well. Grind to Death Records, they're a fantastic label out of Sweden. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed that. This video has gone on for half an hour, so I do apologise if you, you leave this video going, what the fuck did I just watch? But if you have enjoyed it, please consider liking this video to let YouTube know I'm alright. And I'll leave some other videos that I've done in the past around my head, so you can check it out to yourselves. And if you like it, maybe give it a sub. I'm nearly at 3,000, about 100 subs away from 3,000, so I should really put some more effort into it and see how far I can go. But until then, take care guys, and I'll hopefully speak to you guys in the comment section. Cheers.